Hello YouTubes, what is up? Welcome back to another video. It is your boy Strem and we are here with our IBA Season 1.5 Week 7 Team Builder. Now this week we are up against Gokey Gamer, our boy, and the Milwaukee Medichams. Now before I get into it, I am going to shout out, we did get our sweater in the mail today, the Halifax Hitmonchan sweater, so we are repping and we will be repping throughout the rest of Season 1.5 and Season 2. Now, this is the last week of Season 1.5, our little fun randomized season before we get into the real business, which is Season 2. Season 2 is going to drop when the DLC comes out, so stay tuned for that. Now, like I said, Week 7, we're going up against Gokey Gamer, the Milwaukee Medichams, and he is having a crazy season. Look at this, look at this. He's 3-1, or he's 5-1, 24, a plus minus of 24. So he is 6-0'd, I think 3 people now, 3 of the 4 total 6-0s that happened this season. Our boy Gokey's on a tear, and definitely scared of his team. He always brings really crazy threats, unique sets, like sets up and all this crazy stuff. So we are playing the role of spoiler this week. Unfortunately, we cannot make the final battle. The final battle will be the 2 green highlighted teams up here. Right now it is Titan and Gokey. However, as you can see, Wes here, W3S7, has a shot as well, depending on how things roll out. So if we beat Gokey and Wes wins his match, we do have a shot of changing things around. So Gokey, even though he's had an incredible season, actually if we beat him, he might not end up being in the final. So that's what we're going for this week. We've had a good season. We're 3-3. We're in 5th place overall, -2 overall, plus minus. But I'm pretty happy with our season. So let's go to Gokey's team here. Should be easier to read than other sheets in the past. We do have Dreadnought, Reshiram, Ditto, which is pretty scary, even though he doesn't. Even though it's just Ditto, like we have Ubers in this league, so it's very scary. Tyranitar, Hawlucha, Doublade, Weezing, Galarian form, Jigalith, Rhydon, Ninetales, and Jellicent. Now, by far his most threatening mons have been Gigalith, surprisingly, with a kill death of +6, and Ditto with a kill death of +5. Dreadnought is his Gmax captain, so very interesting. He can't set the rain with Dreadnought, but he can do some interesting things with the Gmax move there. He used to have Zekrom, which actually had a sweep of its own with 5 kills, but he exchanged that for Reshiram. So threats on this team, I mean, I'm really scared of the Reshiram. Hawlucha is nothing to be screwed around with, obviously. Weezing is very hard to deal with. And so is Jellicent. But I'll show you the team we're building. I wanted to make sure, I'll show you our team first. So the only mon we haven't brought this so far this season is Cobalion. I wanted to change that this week for sure. So I definitely wanted to bring Cobalion to this fight. So if we go to the team builder here, here is what we are bringing. We are bringing the Cobalion with the leftovers. He is max speed, max attack with a jolly nature with 4 in HP. So he is actually our Stealth Rock setter this week. Very quick. He can be a pivot. We'll use him as a pivot to volt switch on things and get advantage in terms of the switch-ins and things like that. He also has Stab Iron Head for Steel type move and Stab close combat. So he can deal some damage. In terms of what we need him for, the Weezing Galar, although we don't want to get hit with the Strange Steam because of our fighting type, Steel type damage definitely does a lot to him. He checks a lot of things for us, like he can check Dreadnought quite well, as well as Rhydon and Gigalith. And again, he's just a pivot for us. I mean, I guess we don't really want to be in against Rhydon or Gigalith, but again, we can use him to pivot, and a close combat and an Iron Head still do heavy damage against a lot of his things. Really, the Weezing is what we want this thing in against. Of course, if he brings Flamethrower, that's a different problem. Reshiram also absolutely destroys this thing. You'll see a theme throughout this video that Reshiram we don't deal with very well. We don't deal with fire types on our team in general, but Reshiram is going to be a problem. So I figured, although Cobalion might not be the strongest bring this week, I did want to bring him so he at least saw the field once in Season 1.5. Next, we have JayVee holding no item because he's our Uber and the full metal body ability. We're running max speed, max attack, 4 HP, and Jolly as well with him. You'll see this is the theme too. We have a lot of physical attackers this week. 4 of the 6 are physical attackers and max attack on 3 of them. Again, JayVee hits hard with, like, Weezing does not want to come into a Sunsteel Strike. The Earthquake actually does some heavy damage on Dreadnought, and the Doublade, obviously. So, like, Gigalith doesn't really want, or Rhydon doesn't really want to come into a Sunsteel Strike either. So, there's a lot of great stuff we can do with this. Obviously, he's fast and hits hard. So, if we get the jump, like, he doesn't have a great switch into Sunsteel Strike. He may try to Ditto Solgaleo, which would then be a problem if it was Choice Starf, but we will have to deal with that as it pops up. We kind of have answers for that, not really, but we can do our best. Yeah, so Solgaleo is going to be great this week, I think. He's not, like, super good against anything in particular, but, like, again, he will help on sort of everything in a holistic level, and I think mainly the Weezing is what we want to be in against to kind of deal with that. So I think that's it for him. Just a solid bring. Next, we're bringing Ivy Guy, the Rotom Wash. So I'm bringing choice specs this week on Rotom Wash with the EV spreads you see there. 248 in HP, 44 in special attack. He is modest as well, and I might end up making him be timid. I don't know yet. We'll see in case we need the extra speed, but 216 invested in speed as well with the choice specs. This is mainly for Jellicent. Jellicent can be a very hard wall to take care of. So like a choice specs Thunderbolt, definitely 2-hit KOs this thing. If it's not really specially invested, it can OHKO. So I just didn't really have anything else to deal with Jellicent that well. So I figured, you know, we always want to have that answer. The Thunderbolt does great against Dreadnought as well, the choice specs Thunderbolt. And if it's not in the rain, I do believe we outspeed with this investment. That's why I have that investment. I mean, obviously there's things like Rhydon to switch into that, but Rotom Wash is also good against the Hawlucha. I did bring the Will-O-Wisp in case we wanted to get a burn off on the Doublade or something like that. But we also have Volt Switch to pivot and Hydro Pump again for the Rhydon and the Gigalith in case we want to predict a switch in. Hit them with the choice specs Hydro Pump. That's like pretty well game for them. So that'll be really nice. One thing Gokey likes to do is he likes to use weather. So he'll have increased special defense on his rock types in the Sandstorm. So we got to be careful of that. But the choice specs kind of eliminates that boost anyway. So yeah, that should be really good. I'm very excited about this is the first time we've run choice specs on the Rotom Wash all season, so I don't know he'll be expecting that. And there it is. So next we have the KOL, G-Max, Lapras, our captain. As always, this is just the standard set we're going to bring. I am bringing the Light Clay again for the Aurora Veil because it really helps if we can have it for 8 turns instead of 5. We can OHKO the Hawlucha. We do big damage against the T-Tar. We do big damage with Freeze Dry against a Dreadnought. I'm actually bringing Dragon Pulse this week instead of Thunderbolt. That is specifically for the Reshiram. If he decides he wants to switch it in, we do have a max Wormwind, and that does heavy damage to the Reshiram. And the Reshiram can't really 2-hit KO us if we have our Aurora Veil up. So, again, this is kind of our team all season, was based around getting that Aurora Veil up from the Light Clay or from the G-Max Resonance, and then just playing off that. So, again, going to be very, very huge this week to have the G-Max Resonance popped off. Again, like for Reshiram, like if we have that, we can kind of deal with Reshiram. If we don't have the Light Clay Resonance off, we have a bit of a problem. But the Freeze Dry also hits the Jellicent very hard. We get the Ninetales with a Surf, as well as the Rhydon, the Gigalith. So Lapras is actually pretty good this week. I mean, I am scared of Rhydon, Gigalith, and Tyranitar, don't get me wrong, but we can still hit them pretty hard as well. So it's not the end of the world, especially if we're Gigantamax, then we have the upper hand there. Next we have Paul Blart. He came, I think, every single week this season except for one. I'm not sure. We're running a match HP max defense EV set, but we're running a careful nature, so increased special defense, and we're also holding the Assault Vest. So weird to run Assault Vest Runerigus, no doubt. He normally carries things like Will-O-Wisp and Stealth Rock and non-attacking moves. So unfortunately with the Assault Vest, you can only use attacking, damaging moves. However, it increases your special defense by 1.5 times. So the only reason we have the Assault Vest on Runerigus this week is for the Reshiram. He cannot really 2-hit KO us if we are a plus special defense nature, so careful and Assault Vested. And he does not really want to take 2 Earthquakes from us. So, you know, we come in, we can eat a hit, we can get an Earthquake off. That would be amazing. Or if he switches in on us, we get 2 Earthquakes off and we KO him, and he doesn't KO us. So designed specifically for the Reshiram. I was kind of on the fence about bringing Paul Blart this week. He doesn't super help. I mean, he can switch into Halifax, and that's why I'm bringing Rock Tomb. To maybe lower its speed and get some rock type damage off on it. But Earthquake is just really good against his team. Ninetales, Dreadnought, Dewblade, and yeah, so I think there was one other thing. Oh, and the Reshiram too. Yeah, Reshiram is weak to ground. So like a lot of use out of this, and the Assault Vest gives us a little extra bulk on the special side to 1v1 the Reshiram if we have to. That's pretty much the set. I mean, obviously, we're not going to set Stealth Rocks with Paul Blart this week. We're setting it with Cobalion. But yeah, so that might catch him off guard too. I don't think he would really expect an AV Runerigus. I don't think we've run it yet this season, so excited for this one. Last up, we have Carco, the Terrakion holding the Life Orb with max speed, max attack, and we are running Jolly just to outspeed everything that's not Scarfed. We're packing the Life Orb just for a little bit of extra pump, but still being able to choose our coverage attacks. So we're running Close Combat, Earthquake, Quick Attack for the priority, just in case he does have a Scarf User, and Stone Edge. Stone Edge hits Reshiram really hard, so we will outspeed Reshiram because he can't hold an item on it. And a Stone Edge will pretty darn close to Oko if we hit it. If he's not defensive invested, it does Oko with the Life Orb Stone Edge. Obviously, Stone Edge is not very fun because it is not 100% accuracy, but it is what it is. We're bringing the Earthquake for the Dreadnought as well as Close Combat. Again, we're bringing Close Combat for the Gigalith, the Rhydon, and Earthquake for the Dewblade. So we're hitting really, really, really hard with Terrakion and the Life Orb this week. I didn't want to bring 2 fighting types, but like I said, I wanted to take Cobalion. I think Terrakion is a must bring this week against Gokey. He doesn't have a ton. Like Halifax can do some damage with acrobatics, and Wheezing G can do some damage with Strange Steam, but other than that, he doesn't have a ton of answers to fighting types. And like Tyranitar gets bodied by a Close Combat by either Cobalion or Carco, as well as the body press on Runerigus. So like we have a lot of fighting type coverage for him. The rock types don't like that. Obviously the rock dark type doesn't like that. So I figured it actually made a lot of sense for us to bring a few fighting types this week. Overall, I think we have a pretty good shot with the crew. This will be our last battle with this team, which is kind of sad. I've grown to really like this team, and like I said, we had a decent season. Could have been better. Couple wins slipped away from us there, but it is what it is. At least this way we will have said we brought everybody to the fight. I really want to spoil this for Gokey. I love Gokey. He's a great guy, but you know, we're playing spoilers, so we want to impact the league as much as we can, and we want to see Wes make the finals over Gokey. Like I said, unfortunately, we don't really have the opportunity because there's so many 5-1 teams to make the finals. But that's it. That'll be it for this video. Like I said, be prepared for season 2. We got a lot of cool things coming. There's gonna be a draft that's live streamed. As soon as the tiers are figured out for all the new Pokemon that are dropping for the Isle of Armor, I'm also going to be streaming a lot of the Isle of Armor next week, as like I think 5 days after this video comes out or something like that. So we'll stream a couple nights in a row, try to get some momentum going there, and just enjoy the story with Kung Fu and all that. I'm very, 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 very excited for the Isle of Armor. So if you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe so you do not miss a video. The battle goes up on Saturday. This video will be up on Friday when you're watching it. I love you guys very much. Peace.